Before cities, before fire, before even the word human existed, there was a moment, a choice, a step. This is the story of that moment, when we left the trees and began the journey to become who we are today. Welcome to 7M years ago. 7 million years ago, deep in the heart of ancient Africa, the earth pulsed with wild, untamed life. Towering trees, tangled vines, and the sounds of insects and birds created a symphony of wilderness. Within this green world, our distant ancestors swung through the branches, great apes thriving in their forest kingdom. They groomed, they played, they searched for fruit in the canopy. To them, life had rhythm, it had rules. But somewhere, within one of those creatures, something was changing. Slowly, invisibly, nature prepared to draw a line, one that would forever divide chimpanzee from human. One day, a curious ape left the safety of the trees. Perhaps she followed food, perhaps she followed instinct. But what she did next would ripple across millions of years. She stood up. Not for long, not gracefully, but upright. She used her hands to balance, her legs to step forward. And in that moment, for the first time, a member of our lineage walked, not crawled, into the unknown. It wasn't triumph, it wasn't glory. It was awkward and dangerous, but it was different. And different was all evolution needed. The earth itself was changing. The rainforests thinned, the skies dried, the forests gave way to open grasslands, vast, sun-scorched plains where predators ruled and trees were few. Those who remained in the trees adapted in one way, but those who braved the open land began to change forever. They walked upright more often. They scanned the horizon for threats. They cooperated. They moved in small groups, sharing food, warning one another of danger. They were not quite human, not any more ape. They were something in between. This was the great fork in the evolutionary road. Some chose the trees and became the chimpanzees we know today. But others, our ancestors, kept walking. This split wasn't loud. It didn't happen in a day. It wasn't marked by war or fire, but it was decisive. From that moment, two destinies diverged. One returned to the familiar. The other walked into the unknown and never came back. These early hominins had no words, no tools, no fire, but they had something else: communication. A gesture to warn of danger, a gaze that signaled curiosity, a hand raised to calm fear. In a world with no language, they began to think together. They didn't speak, but they cooperated, and that changed everything. As the sun sank behind the distant savanna, a young hominin stood on a hill. She looked out across a world she could not understand. She didn't know where she came from. She didn't know what she would become. But she stood. And in that moment, simple, silent, and small, the spark of awareness flickered to life. The journey of humanity had begun. Millions of years have passed since those first uncertain steps, but in each of us, the echo of that ancient spark still burns. We are the children of courage, curiosity, and change. Thank you for walking this path with us. Subscribe to 7M Years Ago to discover more stories buried in time.